Peace, y'all. It's me, Kimbria, again. And as you can see, I wanted to do a quick video on death. Before I start my video on the subject matter of death, I just want to say that for those who do know me, April 25th will actually mark the 2-year day that my best friend was taken from me due to murder. He was murdered in cold blood April 25th, and I just want to say I hope you're traveling safe, and I hope you're traveling in peace, Jamal Sampson, aka Samo. And no, he is not the first death that I've had in life. Actually, there's been other friends, Ja, Q, Unique. It's been other loved ones, my Uncle Man, my little cousin Deontay, my little cousin Lil Tracy. I just lost my aunt actually Friday. My aunt Dorothy. So no, Jamal is not the first person in my life that passed away. However, when he was murdered, his death, it took a different effect on me that I had never experienced before. And what happened was it caused me to actually dig deep within myself to try to heal myself, because I was very hurt. And so yes, I'm doing this video for a number of reasons. Number one, I'm doing this video for myself because when I have my dark moments, when I'm crying, when I'm mourning, when I'm just feeling so sad, I need a message from my higher self that'll keep me focused and put me back on track and keep my thoughts on high. Also, I'm doing this video because if we look around, many of us are losing our loved ones at rapid speeds, like our family members, our friends. They are getting killed so quick, whether it's by the hands of each other, whether it's from another nation beating and killing us, whether it's the Almighty God himself taking our family and our loved ones from us. We are just losing people at a rapid rate. So hopefully this video will not only help me, but it can help others that are dealing with death learn how to conquer this. Because one thing that I'm so grateful for and I am so blessed is that I've been given tools to exercise and work through my pain, and everybody don't have these tools to work through these type of hardships in life. So I would like to just share some of the things that I have and just remind myself for when times get hard that I can just go and look at this video and just bring my spirits back up. So before I actually start, I want to take a quick reading from the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And I want to go to chapter 4. And the title of this chapter is The Death and Burial of Elizabeth, Matheno's Lessons, the Ministry of Death. I would like to go down. Well, actually, let me give you a quick summary. And in this video, I will be using names that everybody can identify with. Yes, most of us know the real names and the names that were used at those times, but this is not that type of video. So I will use names that all of us can identify with. But actually, in this chapter, John the Baptist, his mother had passed away. And John was very, very sad. And so his teachers, Matheno, had given him a quick lesson on death, and I would just like to share some of our lessons with you all. Ayat 3 reads, "Death is no enemy of man. It is a friend who, when the work of life is done, just cuts the cord that binds the human boat to earth, that it may sail on smoother seas." And I would like to jump down to Ayat 5, and it says, "The cause of death always for the best, for we are solving problems here as well as here, and one is sure to find himself where he can solve his problems best." Now, what I got from that, number one, is that in order for us to understand death, or to begin to know and accept death, we have to know and accept life. We have to understand what life is and what life is all about. We are not this flesh. We are actually spirits, and we are infinite spirits, and we are part of the great universal God, Allah himself. And so one thing that I got from that is that this carnal life that we're living, this life of flesh, it is not the height of our actual lives. It is not the end or the best of our actual life. It is just a small portion that can be measured up with time. You hear me? It's a small portion that can be measured up with time. But it is not the end of our life. Our lives are infinite. We don't actually never die. There's no way that we can ever really end. So one thing that I want to do is just go to chapter 1 in Moabitiss Temple of America's Holy Quran. And the reason why I'm going to go is because a lot of people ask the question, well, if we know that we are going to die, why do we have to live? Like, what is the point of being born? Why are we here if we're going to experience such things? And so if we go into chapter 1 of our Holy Quran, we learn that this, it says here in chapter 1, perfected man must pass through all the ways of life, and so a carnal nature will manifest, a nature that sprang forth from fleshly things. Without a foe, a soldier never knows his strength, and thought must be developed by the exercise of strength. And so, this carnal nature soon became that man must fight, that he might be the strength of Allah made manifest. Now, what I got from this is just saying that we are here to prove something to ourselves. We decided to take this journey into the fleshly life, and we have to pass through and make it back to the spirit life. So when we pass away, it's not really a death, it's a transcendent, it's a dropping of garb, it's a passing on to different levels. And so when I think about my friend Jamal, or when I think about my uncles, or when I think about my other loved ones, one thing that we tend to do is we tend to try to figure out or understand why these things happened to them, or why they had to die the way that they died, or why did they have to pass away the way that they passed away. And yes, I want to know who murdered my friend. I do. Yes, I want to know who murdered a lot of my friends. The thing is that I can't try to understand why they pass away the way they pass away. Neither can you. It is not our duty. We have to know and understand that that was their lesson for them. That is something that they have to understand and move forward with. We are supposed to take their death and become better people. We are supposed to take their death as a lesson for us, and we are supposed to apply it to our life and do better so that we can, fully unfold. This is the thing, though. We have to learn how to stop crying and mourning so bad over our loved ones, or over the thought of death, because one thing that we have to understand is that it is selfish to wish back people that passed away. It is not right to try to want back those people that have transcended, because it was their moment to go. They had other things that they had to do. They have other problems that they had to solve, and they couldn't solve those problems here in this fleshly world. They had to transcend to the plane of soul so they can best solve their problems, and they can best apply it to their life, because their life actually did not end. There's a story, because I think to myself, like, if we're not supposed to cry when we lose a loved one, and I'm not saying we not going to cry, because I still might cry sometimes, but we just have to know how to apply these lessons. Now, if we are not supposed to cry, or we're not supposed to wish back the dead and want them here with us, what are we supposed to do then when we lose our loved ones? And I don't know if many of you all know this story about Jesus, but his father Joseph had passed away, and his mother was distraught. His wife, his mother Mary, she was distraught when her husband Joseph had passed away, and she was just down, and she was, mourning real bad, and it was actually so bad to the point where her friends had sent, a message to Jesus, because they were worried about Mary and her taking the death of Joseph so hard. And Jesus wrote a letter where he got the news about, what had taken place and how his mother was handling the death of his father. He had wrote a letter to his mother. And in the letter, he told his mother, he said, don't cry so hard, Mom. Your duty is to work. Delve yourself into work. And you work. And I said to myself, I'm like, well, why would, Jesus tell his mother to work? It's almost like he's telling her to not take the time to remember her husband and to just work. But then I started to think to myself, and I started to process what he was telling his mother. And actually, when you delve yourself into work or to something positive, what you're doing is you're setting a pattern for your lower self. So you're not allowing any of those low vibrational thoughts to enter your mind, to enter your spirit, to enter your daily movement. So when you work, you're setting a way so that only positivity come through, and you can remember that person only in good, and it won't bring so much sorrow to your heart and to your mind. And so then I start to think to myself, I'm like, well, I do a lot during the daytime. So, I would start missing my people till the wee hours of the morning. When it gets about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, that's when the pain really starts hitting me. And that's when, normally when I cry the most. And that's really when I just start missing my loved ones the most. And I started to think to myself, I'm like, well, just because I'm not up physically working, you can always work your mind. You always put that mind to work. So, instead of crying because of death, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to be encouraging. So when you feel like you're about to start crying because you're missing a loved one, or when you feel like it's like the pain is just wearing down on your heart and your spirit, what you do is you talk to that person. You send them encouraging words. Let them know that it's okay to travel to that soul plane and solve those problems. You let them know that they got it, they can do it, and you're wishing them the best. And what I've learned last night in my pain is just that it actually works. Just talk to your loved ones and send them positive thoughts, because they can hear you. And when we are crying, what happens is it stunts their moving forward, because they see everything that we're going through, and they want to assist us the way that they would if they was in the flesh with us. So instead of, making them be, I don't want to say sad, but instead of having them trying to stick around to console us, we send them on their journey with encouraging words. Let them know that we are thinking about them. Let them know that we love them. Let them know that it is okay to move forward. And yes, we might do miss them, but we understand that they had to move forward and do what they had to do in order to solve their problems. I'm just truly learning, that we have to apply these tools, because it's sad. I just felt myself last night crying so bad. And then I just had to think about the lessons, the tools, and just think about how many people aren't blessed with these tools to maneuver through such a hard period in their life. Think of how many people lost somebody and they don't know what to do with their self. They don't know how to apply anything because they don't have any lessons to move forward with, So, hopefully this video would just assist somebody else, because like I said, the main reason why I'm making this video is for myself. It's just a constant reminder, so when I'm crying, I actually have something tangible from my higher self telling my lower self, don't worry, don't weep, just send them on. And hopefully, this can help others understand that death is not an enemy to us. This is not the best of our life. This carnal flesh is not the best that we have. It is not the all in all that we have. It is just a small portion. It's a lesson. It's a foe that we gave ourselves to prove that we are the strength of the Almighty God in flesh. So for all of those that are dealing with death, that have lost a loved one, for all of those who are afraid to die themselves, hopefully this video can help you understand that you are not this flesh that you see. You are not this carnal nature that we live. You are something much more. You are a spirit, and your spirit can never ever die. Your spirit is constantly living, and what we do is we live this life here so that we can learn, and we can take these lessons that we learned in the flesh on to the other planes of life, and we can pass through the planes of life and get back to our Creator. I love y'all. I loved everybody that has transcended and passed on to another form. I want to take the time to send them healing thoughts and healing energies and all of that. I want to apologize too, because there have been times that I wish that Jamal was back here with me. I wish that Ja was back here with me. I wish that I could talk to my Uncle Man again. I wish that I could talk to, my little cousins again that passed on. But those not going to be any more thoughts of mine anymore. I've learned last night through just studying myself and delving deep that anytime that I'm missing them, I'm going to start applying myself in positive work, and I'm just going to start sending love and energy out there and doing my part and helping them move forward. I love y'all, and like I said, hopefully this video helps somebody that's dealing with death, so you don't have to mourn anymore. You don't have to feel so much sadness and so much pain. You can be happy, and you can start to understand that your friend, your loved one, they was here for a reason, and you take those lessons and those moments that you had with them, and you carry them on, and you apply them to your life, and you try to become better with the lessons that you have. Y'all just think about this real quick. If everyone had these tools about death, and if everybody took the lessons that they learned from somebody that they lost and applied them to their self, how many less deaths will we have at the hands of each other? We just have to learn how to apply these things and use them. So I'm not going to be long-winded in the video. I just wanted to share what I had learned last night through my pain and through my tears and missing a loved one, that we don't have to do that, y'all. We can be happy, we can move forward with life, and we can know and trust that that person is moving forward too, and they're doing things that they're supposed to be doing. They have problems that they have to solve, and they're solving them. And so, that's it. Hopefully it just helps somebody, because it definitely helped me. I feel so much better. I don't feel the pain anymore. I still feel, sadness, of course, because I'm not saying that I'm just, I'm just solved and I'm just perfect now. I'm not going to cry, at the loss of someone. I'm just saying that in these times of sadness, hopefully you can just watch this video and understand that that person is still there. They're just vibrating at a different rate that you can't see, and they're just solving things that you don't understand. So I love y'all, and until the next time, peace and much love.